Betting, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Bet with the Best podcast. Its mission is to explore better ways to bet on races, to seek out new, successful players, and to boldly go where no podcast has gone before.
Welcome to the preview for the brand new Bet with the Best podcast. On this podcast, we are focused on betting. There's plenty of podcasts out there that talk about picks and handicapping. Some of them are great, but I don't think we need another podcast. I'm already part of a podcast, the Sport of Kings podcast with Scott Carson, where I think we do a good job of talking about handicapping and picks, which is great. But I think what is underrepresented out in the podcast world and in the racing industry in general is content around the gambling betting side. And that's what this podcast is all about. And I'm, plan on bringing each podcast in a new successful player that I think we all can learn some from. People like Marshall Graham and Paul Mattiz, and we're going to spend some time talking about how they approach the betting side of the game. And hopefully each week we'll actually walk through a bet, on a race or a sequence of races and have them walk us through how they'll actually plan on betting that race. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is much needed content out in the racing world. It's supposed to be for the players, from the players, about the players. So I want your feedback. If you like this idea, please like this podcast on wherever you're listening. Subscribe, give it a good rating, give some positive feedback. And, let me know who you want to hear, what other players are out there that you respect that you want to hear from on the show. And also, what sort of questions you want me to ask those people. I have some ideas, but I'm going to keep a real open mind. I want to make this work for everybody. You can always catch me out in the horse racing Twitter sphere. I'm under the handle Derby. That's at Derby1592, DERBY1592. Send me a message out there, tag me or message me and let me know what you think about the idea and who you'd like to hear from and what sort of questions you'd like to have answered. So really looking forward to it. I've been meaning to do this for years. I'm finally pulling the trigger on it. Forgive the production value of the show. It hopefully get better over time. I'm learning how to use all the tools. I've never actually had to do the production piece of this. So it's all new to me. On the Sport of Kings podcast, Scott Carson always took care of it. I never really appreciated how much went into doing that. I'm learning that rapidly, but hopefully I'll get over that hurdle. I didn't want to let it stop me from trying to get some podcasts out there right away. So you'll be hearing soon, looking for that first podcast to drop with our guest, and hopefully many more after that. So thank you and enjoy the podcast.